Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
This morning, a man is recovering in the hospital after being robbed at gunpoint. What police have to say about the incident. And could a notoriously dangerous intersection along Hildebrand finally see a change? The results of a recent study and what locals have to say about the state of the road. That's right now on GMSA.
And as we take a look outside with live cam, look at all of that sunshine. It is a beautiful but chilly start to this Saturday. We'll have a full look at that weekend forecast coming right up.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on your Saturday, December 21st. Christmas is around the corner. It feels like Christmas today, but maybe not the case when Christmas actually gets here.
Exactly. A warming trend is quickly going to take over, especially by Monday and into Christmas Eve. So enjoy the beautiful weather out there today. Take a look at current temperatures right now. If you are about to hit the roads for any holiday travel plans or just Saturday morning plans around San Antonio, you will want the jacket, but you're not really going to need it into this afternoon. So it is going to be somewhat of a layering day. 45 degrees right now here in the Alamo City over at the airport. There were portions of the hill country, specifically Bernie, Comfort, and even Kerrville a little bit earlier that briefly dipped down to a light freeze. It's 43 in Canyon Lake. Good morning to you in New Braunfels, checking in at 41 this 8 a.m. hour. Now, plenty of sunshine will continue to be the theme even into this afternoon. Temperature right around 60 degrees for lunchtime plans. We've got a high pointed at about 65, which is close to average for this time of year. Low humidity making for a very comfortable feel out there. Winds generally out of the east at 3 to 10 miles per hour. So enjoy that pleasant feel today, because starting tomorrow, the humidity is gradually going to work back in, leading way to more cloud cover for the back half of the weekend. Temperatures will also start to warm as a result. Spring-like 70s by Monday and into Christmas Eve. That's also when we'll be monitoring for an isolated small rain chance by Tuesday evening. Quieter and drier by Christmas Day. We may be able to briefly sweep away some of that humidity, so a lot to talk about leading up to the holidays. We'll get you a full look at that extended forecast coming up in just a few.
Mia, thank you. New this morning, a man was shot in the leg after being held at gunpoint and then robbed after leaving a store. So this happened late last night on Lord Road and W.W. White Road. According to San Antonio police, the man was trying to cash a check when another man went up to him and asked for money. When he refused, the other man took out a gun and robbed him of his money, phone, keys, and vehicle. The suspect then shot the victim in the leg and sped off in the victim's car. The suspect has not been found at this time, and the victim was taken to the hospital in stable condition. Well, one man is dead after a nasty car crash involving multiple vehicles last night. So let's take a look. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office tells us it happened around 5 o'clock Friday afternoon on Kitty Hawk Road near Top Irvine. So that's in Northeast Bexar County. We also know a woman was hurt in the crash. There are still some questions we're working to get answered, and right now we don't know the name of the man that was killed or what led up to that crash. This morning, we're also learning more about that horrific car crash at a Montessori school in Bernie. It claimed the life of a young teacher and injured several children. That teacher killed has been identified as 22-year-old Alexia Rosales. We've also learned 3 of the 5 children, as well as an adult educator hurt in that crash, have been released from the hospital. That's according to University Health. This all happened Thursday at the Excelled Montessori School. Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar says a driver having a medical episode plowed into a parked car. Then both went through a fence at that preschool. People throughout the area near I-10 and Fair Oaks Parkway describe what they saw.
Just chaos. People running everywhere and going over to see if they can help. Oh my God, I cried so much yesterday.
It's still unclear what type of medical episode that driver was having when she lost control of the car. The school, meanwhile, is working to raise money to pay for the funeral services for that teacher that was killed. Well, a San Antonio police officer has been indicted by a grand jury on 24 counts of possessing child pornography. So records obtained by KSAT Investigates show Albert Sanchez was charged in January and at one point admitted to performing sex acts on children as young as 3 years old. The 16-year veteran of the department was placed on temporary suspension without pay in January. That trial date has not been set. Well, the new year is bringing in with some new rules to vehicle inspections at the state of Texas. So most vehicle owners will no longer be required to have an annual inspection for registration, but they will still be paying a $7.50 inspection program fee. So that change could have repercussions both for road safety and mechanics garages. The changes are hurting the bottom line for mechanics and vehicle inspection stations who depend on that extra income for the service they provide. Patty Santos tells us they're worried for the safety of their customers.
You hope people will do that, but sometimes people just fix their car only because they have to. You know, times are hard, times are tight, and, you know, sometimes it's food or fix my car.
With this change, what does that mean for your business?
Pretty much is going to be dissolved.
Again, the change in requirements for vehicle inspections starts January 1st, 2025. Well, a dangerous San Antonio intersection might soon see some relief. Engineers just finished a study on Hildebrand Corridor, and neighbors in Monte Vista hope it will help near Howard Street. Pape Dotson found 349 total reported crashes along this section of Hildebrand between 2018 and 2023. Just more than 100 of those resulted in injury. So KSAT has reported on at least one death there. For the Howard intersection, the engineering firm recommends adding curb extensions, a flashing yellow left turn signal, pedestrian crossings, and a sidewalk to McCullough. Neighbors say this comes as a relief, but say it took way too long.
I was really happy with what Pape Dawson came up with. We should not have to beg like this for 5 years to have something done for public safety in this city.
So there's no timeline attached to this project, but neighbors say it's the next step to help safety concerns here in San Antonio. It's 8:07, 45 degrees. BYU coming to town, and their tailgate plans include socks and diapers instead of hot dogs and beer. We'll explain in a bit just about why in just a bit. And a local veteran is the recipient of a Christmas miracle this morning. All thanks to his service. We'll introduce you to Stephen Montalvo. That's next.
And it's feeling a little bit more like Christmas early this morning. Low humidity in store today, making for a very pleasant start to the weekend's plans. How long this drier air sticks around coming up in just a few.
Welcome back this morning. HEB gearing up to feed thousands at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. It's all part of the 32nd annual Feast of Sharing. Our Devin Karp has a look at what the feast will have in store and how you can join in the fun. Good morning, Devin.
Hey, good morning, Sarah. Yep, I'm right here at the Convention Center, and if you can see behind me, the Feast of Sharing is going to be gearing up soon for thousands of people across San Antonio to come in starting at 11 a.m. Now, organizers from HEB say they want to install a sense of community and bring everyone in the city together for a great meal. So starting at 11 a.m. is when there's going to be some of the fun, and there's going to be an expected 10,000 people they'll be feeding. Organizers from HEB are going to be working with tons of nonprofits, offering different resources for the holiday. There's going to be some dancing, live entertainment, visits with Santa Claus. Even you can get a flu shot if you're early enough. There's going to be 2,500 pounds of turkey, not to mention the thousands of pounds of other sides. And not to mention, you're going to be able to come here through Via Bus system for free. All you have to do is tell your bus driver you're heading downtown to the Feast of Sharing, and you can get a free ride to here and home. So that's going to be kicking off at 11 a.m. and ending at 3. There's going to be plenty of room, and anyone is welcome to come, walk in, and enjoy a meal for the holiday season. So it seems like it's going to be pretty fun. So for now, Sarah, I'll toss it back to you, but I'm Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
Devin, thank you. So just in time for Christmas, a local veteran is getting an early present, all thanks for his service both in the Army and the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. So Stephen Montalvo received roofing services completely free of charge thanks to the Frontline Heroes Outdoors. They're a nonprofit that supports veterans, active duty servicemen and women, and first responders. The organization says gifts like these show gratitude for those who have dedicated their lives to serving.
It's a military community. I was born and raised here. My father's a Vietnam veteran. My grandfather's a World War II veteran. So it just means a lot. This is San Antonio. This is the military city of USA. And I'm very humbled by it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Montalvo, for your service. The Frontline Heroes Outdoors partnered up with ARP Roofing and Remodeling, GAF, and Southern Shingles to get that roof done. I love seeing stories like that around the holidays.
I was going to say, just for this time of year, too, it's just one of those stories that makes you feel so warm inside.
Not so warm outside.
Exactly, yes. It is a very chilly start to this Saturday, but enjoy it if you like December-like weather, because spring-like weather is going to return into early next week, just in time for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So trending warmer, especially by Monday and Tuesday, with high temperatures at least 10 degrees above average. We're back in the mid-70s, maybe a few degrees lower by Christmas Day itself. We've got a high temperature pointed right around 70 degrees. But in the meantime, this afternoon and into Sunday, it will be pretty seasonable out there with highs in the mid-60s expected. But along with this warming trend taking shape over the next couple of days, also comes a small chance for rain, especially on Christmas Eve itself, specifically in the evening. So let's go ahead and time that out. This is all going to be thanks to a few low pressure systems working across the lower 48. Our eyes are on this area of low pressure that will be digging a little bit farther off to the south here by Tuesday. Best chance of cashing into the tail end of a broken line of rain, maybe an isolated storm or two that forms out ahead of this boundary, will reside in areas along and east of the I-35 corridor. Right now, timing's looking like dinner time or later on Christmas Eve itself. Not for everybody here. It's about a 30% potential, but if you have any travel plans during that time frame, just something to keep in mind. Wouldn't hurt to keep the umbrella in the car just to be on the safe side, and of course check back with us as we really fine-tune the details on that over the next couple of days. You'll notice though, by Christmas morning, this is 10 a.m. Wednesday, that weak front associated with this low pressure system is going to work eastward. We will be drying things out for Christmas Day, and temperatures could be a little bit lower. So here's current thoughts on Christmas Eve. High temperature right around 76 degrees. And again, that 30% chance for a few evening showers to an isolated storm or two. Then into Christmas Day, lower humidity briefly working in, partly cloudy skies, and a high temperature closer to 70. So it could end up to be a pretty nice day out there for December 25th. Of course, we'll keep tabs on it very closely. In the meantime, though, it is going to be a fantastic Saturday. 45 chilly degrees right now over at SA International, but take a look at all of that sunshine, relatively calm winds, and the humidity is low. That will be the theme into this afternoon. 55 degrees expected around 11 a.m. 64 by 2 o'clock. There's that forecast high pointed right around 65 by 3 to 4 later on today. Then turning chilly again if you're stepping out for any evening plans later on today. Clear skies still expected tonight, and then temperatures gradually falling into the mid-50s by 8 o'clock. Here's a look at high temperatures across the San Antonio metro. 63 in Helotes, 66 at Stinson, 65 for places like Kerrville and Comfort up into the hill country. So we'll really start to see more humidity work back in tomorrow. So you will notice more cloud cover tomorrow compared to today. So soak up the sunshine while it's here. Again, in terms of rain, just a little bit of morning fog to a stray sprinkle possible first thing Monday. That 30% chance later in the day on Christmas Eve. Drier and quiet by Christmas Day. Then some moisture works back in by Thursday and Friday, so a few more isolated rain chances there. All in all, a whole lot to monitor still over the next 7 days, Sarah.
Probably not going to do anything for the drought, though, that rain.
No, it is rainfall totals here in San Antonio up to maybe a tenth, maybe slightly higher out east. So yeah, we still need better rain chances for a good dent in the drought.
Thank you, Mia.
Yep.
8:17, 45 degrees coming up. Smithson Valley Rangers are Headed to the UIL state championship game today. How the community gave the team an amazing send-off. That is next. And they're tailgating for a good cause. Learn how BYU plans to help local charities ahead of the Alamo Bowl. That is next. Okay, Smithson Valley High School team got a lovely send-off yesterday morning, heading to the UIL Class 5A D1 State Football Championship. This is the Rangers' second straight year to compete at the highest level, a pretty remarkable accomplishment. Just before hopping on the bus, we got a chance to chat with head coach, who said he's grateful to the community for their support and confident in his team's performance today.
Well, Highland Park is as good as advertised, has a long and storied tradition, so we know the talent challenge is tall, but we're excited for the opportunity.
So the Rangers will take on the Dallas Highland Park Scots this morning at 11. Our Larry Ramirez is there. We'll have a full breakdown of the game's results tonight on the Night Beat. Okay, we're 1 week away from the long-awaited Alamo Bowl, and that means it's tailgate time in San Antonio. However, BYU's take on the classic game day tradition is truly unique. While your usual tailgate celebrations include burgers, hot dogs, and lots of beer, BYU's tailgaters party by hosting a donation drive in each city, which they play as an away game. And as soon as the Alamo Bowl announced the matchup between BYU and Colorado, they immediately got in touch with Haven for Hope.
Our goal is just to blow them out of the water with generosity. There isn't really a set goal. We just would love for everyone to contribute, and whatever we get will be wonderful.
So Allison says on game day, alumni and others donating will show up to the BYU official tailgate at Civic Park at Hemisphere from 2 to 5 p.m. and drop off those donations, or you can make contributions online. Speaking of game day, the Alamo Bowl is next Saturday, the 28th, right here on KSAT 12. Kickoff at 6:30 p.m., but tune in earlier to catch our KSAT pregame show. 8:23, 45 degrees. We'll be right back. Well, today at 10 a.m., a new episode of Texas Eats. David Elder and the crew took a short trip to a popular downtown spot right here in San Antonio.
Now we're out here in the dining room. This is where all the action is here off Houston Street. And David, it is popping right now. It's the holidays. And like we said earlier, you have these velvet conchas right here. And you said there's chocolate in the inside, right?
Yeah. Actually, it has a secret ingredient.
Can you tell me the secret?
No. It's a secret.
Dang, I'll put it on my wish list this year. Maybe Santa will tell me. Who knows?
Yeah.
And then over here, the reindeer latte. Now, this is a new item for the holidays, right?
Yeah. It's very popular. And actually, the baristas start playing around, and suddenly they come out with this.
They're really pretty, and I like the little effects on there. And it's a little bit of chocolate on top of the latte, so it's like a little bit of extra flavor on there.
I want one now. Those look super cute. Okay, so watch for the secret word for your chance to win a $500 HEB gift card courtesy of Tia's Taco Hut. Okay, $500 HEB gift card. That'd be a great Christmas present. So make sure you tune in to watch Texas Eats. It is 8:27. I don't know what degrees it is outside, but Mia will let us know in just a bit. It's been 3 years since the disappearance of 3-year-old Lena Kill. Coming up, we'll hear from her family, who are still holding out hope that she will be found. Good morning. It's 8:30 a.m. on your Saturday, December 21st. Days away from Christmas. You're going to be working on Christmas Eve?
I'll be here Christmas Eve.
So you're doing the Santa Tracker.
Doing the Santa Tracker. We are very excited for that. Tracking Santa, something that we do every year. It's one of my favorite parts of Christmas Eve, too.
Okay.
And maybe tracking a little bit of light rain later in the day on Christmas Eve. That's something that we will need to monitor for the holidays. In the meantime, though, take a look at today's pollen count. Just got it in. Molds are low at 320. Mountain cedar is still present, but the good news is it is low as well. This is what moved in behind Wednesday's cold front. Likely, though, as winds start to shift in from the southeast, especially tomorrow, that could blow it out of there. So that's at least good news that they are both low to kickstart the weekend. You will want the jacket if stepping out right now. It is chilly out there. We're in the mid-40s here in San Antonio, but you see all of that sunshine out there on live cam. That's what's going to help those temperatures warm up into this afternoon. It's going to be very pleasant out there. Generally low humidity, light winds, 40 degrees in Seguin. Check out Bernie and Kerrville, waking up to the 30s right now. So good morning to you up in the hill country. There's all of that sunshine that will continue into the second half of the day today. Temperature right around 60 degrees expected for any lunchtime plans. We've got a high temperature pointed right around 65, which is very seasonable and about average for this time of year, then trending cool again after the sun goes down. Now, whenever it comes to our high temperatures for the day, again, mid-60s here in town, perhaps a little bit warmer the farther south and west that you go. Low 70s for places like Carrizo Springs, even Cotulla, warming back up over the next couple of days. And then, yes, monitoring a small rain chance by Christmas Eve. Those details headed your direction coming up in just a few. Sarah.
Mia, thank you. So this morning yesterday morning marks 3 years since then 3-year-old Lena Kill disappeared from a San Antonio apartment complex. Investigators have yet to find her or publicly announce any suspects. So Lena was last seen on a playground outside her family's apartment in the medical center. Yesterday, her family and the Islamic community held an observant ceremony, speaking through a translator. Her father says he still lives in fear. The Islamic community supporting Lena's family, asking the public to not forget about their daughter.
Why doesn't anyone ask about her anymore? We need to find her. She has a family waiting for her.
If you have any information that could help find Lena, you can call SAPD, that number on your screen right now, 210-207-7273. Friends and family of Suzanne Simpson, the missing mother from Olmos Park, gathered yesterday to celebrate her life. They held a private memorial at the First Baptist Church downtown. Simpson was last seen on October 6th. Her husband, Brad Simpson, charged with her murder, even though Suzanne's body has not been found. In a Facebook post, Brad's brother, Barton Simpson, thanked those who made this memorial possible. Well, crisis averted, at least for now. Last night's Congress passed an emergency bipartisan funding bill that keeps the lights on for a few more months. ABC's Jay O'Brien has the latest.
This morning, a painful holiday government shutdown narrowly averted the Senate approving a new bipartisan deal just minutes after the midnight deadline.
On this vote, the yeas are 85, the nays are 11. The 60-vote threshold having been achieved, the bill is passed.
Earlier, the House overwhelmingly passing the legislation, the third attempt by Speaker Mike Johnson to fund the government after President-elect Donald Trump and billionaire Elon Musk tanked his first bipartisan bill, and Republicans' Plan B failed on the floor Thursday.
We also, in this bill, as you know, took care of Americans who desperately needed and deserved the assistance.
The legislation funds the government until mid-March, provides $100 billion in disaster relief and $30 billion in economic assistance for struggling American farmers. But it doesn't include a last-minute demand from Trump raising the debt ceiling, the limit on how much the federal government can borrow.
Is taking the debt limit out of this defying President Trump?
Well, the debt limit was taken out because the Democrats walked away from that last night.
Democrats getting behind the measure only after Republicans stripped out Trump's request and put the issue off to next year.
The reckless effort to remove the ability for the American people to have a real discussion in terms of fiscal responsibility by trying to jam a debt ceiling suspension into the legislation at the 11th hour was not sustainable.
Johnson speaking with Trump and Musk before the vote. The billionaire, who previously called Johnson's first funding plan a crime and criticized those Republicans who supported it, now posting overnight the speaker did a good job. But 34 Republicans voted against the measure.
And unfortunately, I came to D.C. for us to get fiscal sanity.
Do you think Speaker Johnson needs to be worried about his job now?
Yes.
An averted shutdown means millions of government employees won't have to go without a paycheck over the holidays, including military families like Sarah Strader's.
It doesn't remove the stress and the anxiety. If you've lost our trust that you will do your job the first time, how are you supposed to trust you'll do it the next time?
And that was ABC's Jay O'Brien reporting. The Affordable Care Act is on track for another year of record signups. Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services said Friday that 16.6 million people enrolled in coverage starting January 1st of 2025, 2 million, which are new signups. So enrollment has hit record highs every year of the Biden administration after falling under the Trump administration. Open enrollment will continue through January 15th. If you enroll now, your coverage will start in February of 2025. A record number of Americans are expected to travel over the Christmas holiday. AAA expects more than 119 million people to travel at least 50 miles from their homes between today and New Year's Day. That could make it the busiest end of the year holiday travel season on record. TSA said it expects to screen nearly 40 million people between now and January 2nd. The busiest days are expected to be December 27th and December 30th. And looking for a Christmas miracle? Yes, please. You've still got a chance to strike it rich with the Mega Millions jackpot. No one matched all 6 numbers in last night's drawing, raising the pot, oh my gosh, $944 million. The next Mega Millions drawing is Christmas Eve. Will be a Christmas miracle. December has historically been a pretty lucky month for player with 13 jackpots won during the holiday season. However, no one has ever won a jackpot on Christmas Day. Okay, well, we got to get our tickets, Mia. That's what I was saying. Yeah, 900. I know we do a pool here at KSAT. So even with like 60 people, I think we get like, I don't know, what, 20 million after taxes? I'll take it. Merry Christmas. 8:39, 45 degrees still ahead. Skunks, they're exactly known for being cuddly, but learn how you can have a stink-free meetup. I don't believe it. With the Little Rascals after Mia's weather.
I mean, they're cute.
I smell skunks every morning. I'm so tired of it.
Sarah's over it.
We have a skunk problem in San Antonio. Oh my gosh, don't get me started.
Not a beautiful weather problem though today. It is going to be stunning. No issues out there on the roadways if you're stepping out for your travel plans. Detailed look at that forecast coming.
Welcome back. Mia, it was pretty cold this morning when I left the house. Starting to warm up just a bit, but still very pretty outside.
It's going to be such a nice day out there. Plenty of sunshine, and enjoy that sunshine because I think tomorrow is going to look a little bit different than what we're expected to find out there today. And that is all thanks to the addition of some humidity. Winds will flip back in from the southeast tomorrow. And what that's essentially going to do for us is open the door for that Gulf moisture to work back into the region. So the cloud cover working in as well. Plenty of sunshine today. High temperatures in the mid 60s. Very comfortable, very pleasant. I think by the end of the day tomorrow, though, you will start to notice a bit more of a muggy feel out there. Mid 60s still expected for our high temperature, but that's thanks to the addition of the clouds moving in too. Again, as I mentioned earlier, though, if you are hitting the roadways today, even tomorrow, not just here in South Central Texas, but across the state, no big issues expected for you. So that's good news. Here's a look at the big picture. 4 o'clock this afternoon. Your travel forecast, even across the lower 48 for most locations, don't really have to worry about a lot. There's a little bit of rain expected across the Pacific Northwest, perhaps a little bit of snow across the New England states. And as we take a look at 4 p.m. tomorrow, there will be a low pressure system working across the northern tier. This will have a weak frontal boundary associated with it. There's the cloud cover here in San Antonio moving in from the south with all of that humidity, but still not a whole lot to show for it when it comes to rain tomorrow either. That will start to change ever so slightly, specifically by Christmas Eve. I'm thinking by and after dinner time on Tuesday, that's when we'll see another low pressure system dig a little bit farther off to the south and approach the Red River. Attached to that area of low pressure is a weak front, and ahead of that boundary, I do think a broken line of rain, perhaps an isolated storm or two, could develop. For us here in San Antonio, we could briefly manage to tap into the tail end of that activity. It's just a 30% chance. Better chances reside in areas along and east of the I-35 corridor. But if you are planning on traveling Christmas Eve, specifically in the evening and at night, that's just going to be something to check back in on here over the next couple of days. Wouldn't hurt to keep the umbrella in the car just to be on the safe side. But then watch what happens by Christmas morning. This is 10 a.m. That front now working east. It takes the rain with it. A quieter day is expected on Christmas itself. So here's a look at your holiday headlines. Christmas Eve, expect it to still be humid and muggy, mostly cloudy because of that moisture, and high temperatures very spring-like in the mid-70s. Watching for that isolated potential to see a few showers to a stray storm in the evening, and then clearing out by Christmas Day. We could briefly sweep away some of that moisture, so it actually could be nice out there for our December 25th. High temperatures again closer to about 70. So we'll keep tabs on that. Over the next 7 days, we do have another isolated chance for rain on Thursday following Christmas, but still rainfall totals not looking all that impressive. In the Alamo City, up to about 1/10 of an inch looking possible. You can tell though the overall picture drier the farther west that you go, a little bit higher totals possible the farther east that you go across the coastal plains. The better rain far northeast Texas, near Texarkana even as well. 1 to 3 inches of rain will be possible there. That's actually an area that doesn't need it as badly as we do, specifically when it comes to the drought. So a lot to monitor here over the next week. I know a lot of folks out and about for holiday travel plans, things of that nature. Just continue to check back, of course, your KSAT Weather Authority app with the latest. But in the meantime, enjoy today because it is going to be beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mia.
Yeah.
846, 45 degrees. We're still going to talk about the skunks. Oh my God, up next. May not be your first choice to be a cuddle buddy with. Learn how you can snuggle a skunk this Christmas. No, guys. All right, we're talking about snuggling skunks next, so make sure you don't go anywhere.
His favorite story of the day.
Not cute.
You can celebrate the holidays with these cute little stinkers in northeast of San Antonio at Animal World and Snake Farm Zoo.
Most people run from them, or I, like me, shoo them off when I see them in my backyard on my porch. But SA Live's Fiona Gorstiza couldn't put them down. She shows us how you can cuddle with real skunks.
All right, we are here at Animal World and Snake Farm Zoo, and joining me is Jared Forthman. And look at these two cuties. Who are they? Trixie?
You've got Trixie and this is Theo.
Aww.
And there are, well, they're not quite babies anymore. They're about adult size, but maybe 5 months old, and they are striped skunks.
Okay, they kind of remind me of Pepe Le Pew.
That's right, that's right. They definitely put on the charm, that's for sure.
When I think skunk, this is what I picture, the striped skunk.
Yeah,
Okay.
You probably don't think about holding them though, right?
Nope.
Yeah,
Nope.
Believe it or not, while people look at skunks as, oh, stay away, once people meet them in person, these have become one of the fan favorites of personal animal encounters that people can do here. So once people see how cute and adorable they are and their personalities, they want to meet them up close and personal. So they're one of the many animals on our list of encounters you can choose from while you're out here.
And speaking of Pepe Le Pew, there's no chance of a Le Pew, right?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I don't think. No, we definitely had them descented. That's where they remove their scent glands, just so they don't have that nasty smell. But even skunks in captivity, they're not going to feel a threat, so they're really not going to spray. But on the safe side, they are descented.
Okay, so their eyesight not that great?
Yeah, not great at all. Matter of fact, if you see a skunk, it's best to stay back and not just assume that the skunk's gonna see you. Because if you're not downwind where they really rely on that sense of smell, they'll walk right up to you not even knowing that you're there. But for the most part, they're out at night. If you see a skunk during the day, they can be they're pretty known for being a carrier of rabies here in North America. So a skunk out during the day could be a sign of, well, it could possibly be infected. So it's best to call animal control.
Okay, and as far as beehives, what do they do with that?
Oh yeah, so you can see just the enormous claws that they have. And those claws aren't for climbing like people assume, right? They actually don't climb much at all, but they will raid beehives. So they're gonna seek out beehives, tear them to shreds. They're actually immune to that bee's venom. They're gonna eat the whole hive, honey and all. But yeah, speaking of being immune to venom, they also eat venomous snakes. Wow. So they're immune to the snake venom as well. So talk about an animal who will get into anything.
Little superhero.
Yeah.
Guys, do not try to cuddle a skunk in the wild or pet them. Like they said, they usually can carry rabies, and they probably will spray you. All right, so you can check out Christmas with the Critters December 20th through January 6th at Animal World and Snake Farm Zoo. For tickets and more information, go to this website you see on your screen. SA Live airs weekdays at 10 a.m. right here on KSAT 12. It's 8:54, 45 degrees. We'll be right back. Still have time to make a difference for good. Team KSAT helping the Salvation Army this holiday season with our Wicked themed kettle.
Yep, looks pretty cool. Yesterday, we were out at the Walmart near Brooks City Base. Lots of people were generous and helped contribute to our $2,000 goal.
Mike, the mascot, helped by ringing that iconic red bell. Every dollar makes a difference, and it all stays here in our area. If you want to help out, just scan that little red QR code you see in the corner of your screen there. And even just a $10 donation can help give someone a warm meal.
Shout out to Daniela Ibarra, too, who came up with our Wicked themed kettle.
Thank you, Daniela.
It was pretty cool. All right, time now 8:57, 45 degrees.
Okay, the city manager for San Antonio getting a pay raise. Just how much and why, that's in our next hour. Plus, a man accused of killing his daughter being blocked to testify, how those in charge of his case are reacting.